Topara Valley is located in the coast of Peru, in the Ica region. This valley is located to 15 kilometers of the Grueso Prado district, and we can get there through a rural highway. They have a principal lack. These people doesn't have water during the 9th month of the year. And we go to the 3 principal centers, Pauna, Paunilla, Buenavista, which are just the only piece of green in the middle of the desert. Dora says that the valley has a total population approximately of 800 inhabitants, with minimal conditions because of the sandy land, the killing heat, and the cold night. Its inhabitants have very poor houses, surrounded with the dust. Ruben says, "We have been there because of the farming, and we usually have cucumbers, we have butter beans, and the most of us have the life through the cattle. Farming and cattle in a little scale are just a thing of living for these people. Water for consuming is gotten from the underland waters, as Dora says. We have an installation of drinkable water that comes from the layers. That's all. And we have to share that water for hours with Pauna, the closed city. Here in Buenavista, we have 2 or 3 days available with water. Me, for example, I have to fill a tank of 1,000 liters of water, and I have to fill them twice a week. The access of water is living one day, and they have to keep all the water in buckets, fill waters, tanks from different sizes and shapes, and in many cases, under minimal conditions of hygiene. That is at risk, they say, but it wasn't always like that. As Ricardo remembers, at the beginning the water came from the river, and they didn't have the necessity of use different kind of containers. The water was enough for the whole community, but nowadays they have another reality. The water doesn't come, they say, and we don't know what is wrong, but there is something wrong, because the water doesn't arrive for 24 hours. It's not only the lack of water, but also the storage of this water. It develops the mosquitoes, and they are the principal cause of dengue, and they raise the risk for stomach sufferings. This community doesn't count with a very proper wastewater. They reuse the water for watering their little plantations. Dora says, we throw the water there where the plants. I have granadillas maracuya. We use the water which we cook, we wash the dishes, and all this water is thrown to the plantation. However, the watering is not made constantly, and we dismiss that little source. The community also has the lack of a basic hygiene service. Dora says, each family has a hole. As Ricardo says, I only have a hole. We made it before the project. We made a toilet with a whole installation, but when you go to the bathroom, you have to pull the rope. However, this bathroom doesn't come with a very good treatment service of my excrements, for example. The elimination of garbage also represents a problem. We throw the garbage and we burn it farther away. As you can see, every certain time, we burn the garbage, but we also practice recycling. For example, the plastic containers are recycled. However, these conditions of recycling wouldn't risk the health because they are just in front of the street. We have avocado plantations. We use the drop-in system and also the water of the river when it is increasing because of the rains. There are people who has the cattle just in front of the house. In that way, they can cross the street and they can eat there the herbs. Most of the people raise lambs, and the lambs are fed with saw butter beans, chala, and other herbs. With their excrements, they use the decomposition and use it as a fertilization. In order to do that, they have to accumulate a big quantity of excrement. And when they have them, they have to rent a caterpillar front, which will pull the water from the well. They will mix all that excrement and they will start the decomposition. They come every year, but the whole year, all the excrement is pulled and stacked in the middle of the street. When they have the fertilization, they use it for the plantation. The water is reused for watering. It's got on January and February from the river. And then they use flyers during the 9th months because the river beds are drawn and they have to extract the water from the underland. This means a higher cost because of the petroleum machineries in order to extract. And they have also a consequence. The land is becoming weaker and weaker. The water and the fertilizations for the plantations is a really concern because they have to weak the land in order to get them. And also they have consequences about the cattle and also the plants because they become to feel sick. In front of this reality, this project has as an objective to implement 2 different systems of water treatment, the domestic residual one and the sprinkling. For this construction, they will have to choose a piece of land. They will dig, they will compact the land, they will construct a filter, and they will put there the watering system by dropping and sprinkling. About a fertilization, they are using a new technology for treatment of residuals. They will separate the organics from the recycled residual through a treatment, an adequate treatment, which will turn it into compost. For that use in the farming and sensibilize the population about the care of the nature, having as a result more water and fertilization of quality for an activity. It's time to leave Topara Valley and we're coming back to Chincha. Through the way, we can see the contamination earning space to the valley, and we feel that we have to stop that.